Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, April 16th, 2021. This is Morning Joey. I'm your host, Joey Molinaro. The coffee is steaming. It's looking good. And you see that shit popping up there? Anyways, thanks for waking up with me as always. Hope your day's off to a great start. For those watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, please. We just hit, I got to pull it up. Shit, I got to pull it up. We just hit 4,000 subscribers and growing and counting. So thank you for that. Here we go. Over 4,000 yesterday, and we're continuing to grow. Love it. People are liking the Chet Hanks video. They're liking the video breakdown. So I feel like that's kind of what the show is becoming. I'm going to have an interview most days. I'm going to have a segment or two. I'm going to break down a video. We'll have some fun. All right. So that's what it is. So those watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe so you can come back every morning. For those on Twitter, I appreciate you being with me. Go to YouTube later for daily content, youtube.com/c/cupofjoey. That's where you can get the merch. The link is below. Merchandise for the Cup of Joey coffee mug. You see right there. Really, really good stuff. And then Cup of Joey dad hat as well. So go do that. Thank you as always. I appreciate you. Let's have some fun on a Friday. We got a big show. I'm going to break down the Bobcat dad video that went crazy yesterday. The garage camera, security camera, caught this dad fighting off this Bobcat because it was getting his daughter. So break that down. We got the Glazing 5 with some Mary Lou donuts yesterday up in Lafayette. Morning burps. Every fucking morning, dude. Got the Glazing 5 at Mary Lou Donuts up in Lafayette. Everybody have been telling me, got to go to Mary Lou. And I trusted my Boilermakers. I said, all right, yeah, let's go. So we went up there and did that. And then we got Follower Friday Q&A. Try to do it every week. Try to interact with you as much as I can because I appreciate you guys a lot. And I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for you. So I like to be able to answer questions, interact, develop that relationship, you know what I mean, with the people who follow me, with you guys who follow me and who watch and who listen. So, again, I appreciate it. That's coming up later. So you can either send them on Instagram. You can send them on here. Either one you want to do, I'll pull up both, and we'll have a conversation. It'll be fun. It'll be good, right? I do have to start off on a somber note, on a really, really sad note. Unfortunately, on a Friday where the sun is shining, I'm looking at downtown Indianapolis out my back window, and it looks beautiful. But I wake up this morning and I'm taking happy out, and I check Twitter. I see the number one trending thing on Twitter is Indianapolis, and immediately you're like, oh wow, okay, what's going on? And you always, you never want it to be what it was when I clicked on it, right? I click on it, and there's a mass shooting overnight at the FedEx facility out there by the Indianapolis airport, and right now 8 dead. Just really terrible, man. Just really, really sad, and all the cliches that come out, especially when it's in your own backyard. I got one of my dear friends works at that FedEx facility. And just like so many other people who had loved ones, friends, family who work out there who didn't know, or who unfortunately lost somebody that they love last night. It's just, of course, when it's in your backyard and it hits just a little bit closer to home, a lot closer to home. So for those of you who don't know, who haven't seen that yet, it happened overnight. Right now there's 8 confirmed dead, including the shooter, and more details to come. But with it being my hometown, right in my backyard, obviously wanted to talk about it a little bit. Thinking of the ones who passed, the victims' families. Keep them in my thoughts and prayers because they're our neighbors, man. They're our fellow Hoosiers and our fellow Indianapolis natives, and it's just awful. So for those of you who don't know, like I said, that happened overnight, and I just wanted to send my love and my thoughts and anything that I can do to be there for those folks. Just a terrible, terrible tragedy that happened overnight, right out there by the Indianapolis International Airport. So yeah, so hopping. I mean, there's no way to transition from that for something like that. Like I said, I went up to Lafayette yesterday. Me and my lady went up to Lafayette and went to Mary Lou, which you'll see here in a little bit. And then we went to Harry's, of course. And then my guy, Jeff, and Laura at the University Bookstore up at Purdue, right off State Street, right across the street from Harry's, catty corner to Harry's Chocolate Shop. They hooked it up, man. Look at this. They gave me, they hooked us up with the Harry's Chocolate Shop crew neck. I got a Harry's shirt. On the back it says "Go Ugly Early." The whole motto, everything. I got this coffee mug, right, looking good. It's got the big Purdue P right there, and then the new logo on the back. It's a nice ass mug, dude. So Jeff, my guy, he was like, "Hey, gotta get you a coffee mug, right? Do you have any Purdue coffee mugs?" I was like, "You know what? I don't think I do." So I went and got those and got myself a coffee mug, and I was like, that I'm gonna be rocking that on the show. And so I'm that guy. I'm the new guy who just got his stuff and he's rocking it the next day. But a big shout out and a big thank you to Jeff and Laura up there at the University Bookstore at Purdue. Go check that. I mean, they got a ton of really, really good stuff. So I appreciate you guys and thank you. And as always, Harry's, one of my favorite spots in the world. I told the story yesterday. Had dinner there before I got engaged. Went there afterwards. Partied it up with our friends and celebrated at Harry's after we got engaged. And then I almost puked because of a tequila shot. So all good. Just another, fun Friday night out after getting engaged, So you only do it hopefully once, so you might as well go big. And the tequila shot, like I talked about yesterday, the worst shot. So then after that, we come home and Rocco, who is our baby cat, our smallest cat, our littlest guy. He is number 3 in the lineup. He's our 3rd pet that we got out of 4. He's a baby cat, and he's definitely the smallest. And so we get home about 3 after I got my first vaccine, which my shoulder is fucking sore as hell. And I couldn't even sleep on it last night, but whatever. I got it. We're good. I got the sticker, or I had the sticker. So we get home and Rocco is like, his eyes are closed and he's like walking around lethargically and he's kind of just like whining a lot and he's just being real weird. And we're like, what the hell is going on? So it's about 3:30. We're like, man, maybe we should try to take him to the vet. And they didn't have any openings. And then they said, oh, we had somebody cancel at 4, so you can come in. So we're getting ready to take him. And then all of a sudden, he's not puking and he's not like foaming at the mouth, but he just has like this thick like saliva, just like drooling and dripping from his mouth. And so we're like, what the hell is going on? This is really scary. And so we rush him to the emergency vet, animal clinic, whatever. And God, it's just crazy how like, when you don't have kids, your pets, kind of become your kids in a way, depending on your relationship. Some people are like, oh, they're just pets. But a lot of people, like myself included, my wife, these are our babies, we love them. We care about them. And so like you're rushing this guy to the hospital and he's got his eyes closed and he's like breathing heavily. You're like, what? He's a fucking cat. You don't know what's going on with him. Right. And so it was really scary and stressful. And you're like, fuck. But then at the same time, you're like, fuck, we got to go to the emergency vet clinic. Like, that's going to be the longest experience of your life. Not once has anybody ever gone into an emergency vet or even an emergency room and been like, oh, yeah, I'm in and out in an hour and a half. Never happened. So all that together, we're sitting there for 2 hours, and this isn't a slight on anybody who's doing their job or anything, but it's just like you get, when you're going to one of those things, you better saddle up. You better saddle up for the long haul because you're going to be there for a while. So we're there for about 2 hours. Doc comes back and is like, all right, he's doing okay. He's resting. We're going to take some blood. We're going to take an x-ray. We're going to give him some, his vitals are good. We're going to give him some fluids, yada, yada. They're like, it's going to take a while. So, if you live nearby, maybe you go home and we'll call you when he's ready. We're like, all right, yeah. My phone was dead. I was like, we've already been there for 2.5 hours. So I was like, yeah, let's go home. We're worried about the fella, but let's go home. So we come back and, we don't hear, 9 o'clock comes back. Don't hear anything. 10 o'clock comes back. Don't hear anything. Finally, Rye calls. And they're like, okay, yeah, we're doing this. And we'll keep you updated. We'll call you when he's ready. All right. 11 o'clock comes. Guys, what's going on with my boy? Is he okay? Did you forget about us? So finally, call again. And they're like, okay, yep, we're doing this, and we're giving him his shot and his fluids, and then you can come pick him up in like an hour. It's all like 11. So we go, and we get down there about midnight, and just exhausted. And he fucking, Rye goes in there and sits in the waiting room, and 12:20, 12:15, 12:20, 12:30 comes by. I'm like, what is going on, man? Like I said, every time you go into one of these places, there's never a quick turnaround, And so by 12:40, I'm like, guys, I'm exhausted. I gotta drive in the interstate. I just want to know my boy's okay. Finally, he comes out. We get him back. Thank God. They did great work. They fixed him up and they gave him medicine. But it was just a long day, man. You know that those days are going to be long. It's like, just like things that you think shouldn't be long that are long, like any fast food drive-through that's not Chick-fil-A, you're like, it shouldn't be that long. It's not that good. Yet, drive by a McDonald's, drive by a Taco Bell, it's circling out the back. Long day. Long day. Here we go. I don't know what that means. Fave donut flavor. Blueberry cake. You're going to see. I don't know, man. I don't know anything about that, but I enjoyed it a lot. Thanks, Connor. I appreciate that. Not. It's one of those weird things where you're like, it's not about me, but you want to say something. It's just, it sucks. Hey, here we go. Yeah, out here in West LA. I was just up there yesterday. It was a great time. Yep, Andrew, boiler up for sure. For surety. What the hell am I talking about? Jake, morning, man. Yeah, I love it. Let's have a great weekend. Absolutely. Same to you. I don't, it's one of those where my cat's sick. My fucking dog has worms. I'm just trying to survive, guys. Just trying to get to the weekend to just fucking lay around and do nothing, probably. And that's the life of an like 28 and 4 months. But that's the life of a 27-year-old who's married and has 4 pets. Have a great weekend. Laying around, not moving, watching Dateline. 4 pets and a wife. It's all right, though, like that sounds ideal, really. Especially after last night. Like I said, I felt like we were at Purdue 2 weeks ago when I laid down in bed last night. It was one of those days. So it was just crazy long. So I was like, hey, give me to Friday. Give me some Keith Morrison on Friday at 10 o'clock and some Antique Malls on Saturday morning. Like I was driving because we had to go down to where the clinic was at like 11:30 last night. It's a Thursday night, fairly nice weather. It's dry, a little chilly. But we're driving down there. We're going down Meridian, which, for those who aren't in Indy, it's the main road throughout the heart of the city. And so, on South Meridian, there's a whole strip of bars and everything where people go. And so it's like 11:30, and the line outside of Tiki Bob's was like a Chick-fil-A line. It was just insanely long. And I was so tired, and my wife was so tired too. We just kind of like looked at each other and just were like to think about how at one point, not that long ago at all, where it was like, yeah, we'd be ready to roll to go out there at 11:30. We would just be getting started at 11:30, 11:45 at one of those places. And now I'm like driving, going to pick up my sick cat. Like, it's funny. It's funny how life works. All right, let's get into it. Went up to Lafayette yesterday. Went up to visit Mary Lou. A lot of my Purdue friends. Hey, got to check it out. Like I said, so we went up there, and you know what time it is. We do it every Friday. This week's Glazing 5 at Mary Lou Donuts.
All right, we do it every Friday. It's the Glazing 5 up in Lafayette, Indiana. Mary Lou Donuts, established 1961. I've had a ton of people. I'm wearing my Boiler Up shirt, okay? We're right outside Purdue's campus. I've had a ton of my Boiler people say, hey, got to go to Mary Lou's, got to go to Mary Lou's, got to go to Mary Lou's. So here we are. We're at Mary Lou's. Check the packaging out. I like this a lot. All right, so Tim's last week had the bags. Mary Lou's got this nice box. The polka dots, it's festive, it's fun, you know, it's like, is it a cupcake shop or is it donuts? Either way, they're probably going to be tasty treats. So they're only drive-through only right now, so that's why we're not right outside or inside. But they told me, they said, this is music to my ears. I said, what's your specialty donut that people come to you for? They had 3. They said 1, apple fritter, but they were out. That's on me. I came up here at 11 a.m. Of course, they're going to be out of their best donut. But then they said, blueberry cake. And I said, now we're talking. So we're gonna start, of course, with the blueberry cake. I got regular yeast, another one of their popular ones, the chocolate ice filled right here, maple, because you know I love maple, and then the blueberry cake. All right. First of all, Tim's last week, they didn't go hard on the blueberry. You can already tell Mary Lou's going hard on the blueberry. You can see it through the donut. Okay. Gotta get the inside. Oh yeah. Shit. No happy this week because we didn't want to bring them all the way up here. We wanted to hit some other places by Purdue. We got engaged here, for God's sake. So, you know, we want to have some time, and we want to leave happy. Didn't want him causing a ruckus and everything. So no happy this week. He'll be back next week. Wow. This is a really good blueberry cake. It's the perfect amount of soft and fresh, but again, that crunch that I look for in a cake donut. You can feel your teeth sink into it, but again, it's not too much where you can physically like hear or feel crunch. Just the right amount.
If the camera is shaking, it's because I'm cold.
It's all right. It's a little, we're getting ahead of ourselves. My wife's behind the camera. She's cold. God love her. The sun is out, but it is a little chilly. I'm going to finish this whole thing. This is the first blueberry cake donut. I'm going to finish the whole thing. It's right off of 4th Street in Lafayette. It's not downtown Lafayette, but it's right outside of it. Like 2 minutes away from Purdue's campus. All right. My next favorite is the maple glaze, of course. The glaze, you could, my fingers are sinking into it, so you know that it's still fresh. Wow. I don't like when donut places short you on icing. They didn't do this. This thing is covered, is topped with maple icing. See the inside, it's thick, it's real nice. It's full. A little full, a lot of sap. Drive-through only. Understandable. A little bit of a bummer, but that's okay. I know Purdue folks are good folks. Obviously, I married one. But they did not steer me wrong here. Coming at 11 a.m. Definitely worth the hour drive. Got my chocolate milk. A little bit of a different bottle. Not the classic bottle I've had the last couple weeks. But that's all right. No artificial growth hormones. Healthy. Want some? No. Okay.
I'm really shivering here.
Yeah,
so.
it's all right. Mary Lou's, I mean, when it comes to packaging, the lady at the drive-thru, she hammered it. She knew everything. I was like, what are you guys out of? Because it's 11 a.m. I was like, shit, they're going to be out of a lot. She ran through everything. She's like, we got this, we got this, we got this. She was on top of it, recommended the good stuff. It was quick. I'm going 4.8. 4.8 out of 5 for Mary Lou's. Highly recommend. If you're coming to Purdue for a Big Ten game or whatever, make your stop at Mary Lou's. This was really, really good. Appreciate Boilers for telling me to come here. 4.8 out of 5 for Mary Lou's. See you next week.
I love it, man. That was that blueberry cake. I just commented it. It was the best one that I've probably ever had. It was just phenomenal. And actually, I had it leftover. I had one of the donuts left this morning, so I brought it back with me. And I'm weird like that. Like, you know, if I don't eat right away in the morning, I was that kid that like I would get woozy and sick and stuff and nauseous when I was a kid if I didn't have breakfast, you know. So I need to have some breakfast. I need to have something in me. So I brought it back, and it doesn't really matter what it is, but I have my coffee. And I had my Mary Lou. I had the chocolate with the icing inside of it, and it was really, really, really good. So Mary Lou Donuts, 4.8 out of 5. Really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to going back hopefully soon when the inside is opened up and try that apple fritter because, you know, I missed out because who goes to a donut shop at 11 a.m.? You know, that's on me, like I said. So we'll see. But I appreciate you guys having me, and that was awesome. All right, let's get into Bobcat Dad. All right. Now this went crazy. This is our video breakdown of the day. This went crazy on Twitter yesterday. Let's see. So I got it pulled up here. Let me think. I got so many tabs, guys. I'm sorry. Share screen, tab. Here we go. Now we're good. All right. So set the scene for you. Got the security camera outside on top of the garage. The dad is walking out to his SUV right here, and he's kind of talking to himself. And then you're gonna hear a girl screaming right over here in between the cars.
Good morning. I need to wash my car. Oh my God! Bobcat! Oh my God! Get up! Get up! Get up! It's me! Get up! Glazing! Watch out! I'm gonna shoot that fucker! Get out! Watch out! Watch out! It's a Bobcat Attack, my wife! A Bobcat!
Okay, so it was his wife. All right, I thought it was his daughter. It's his wife. Man, these cameras are so funny. You know, just to think about like the different bullshit that you say when you're walking out to your car, you know, or the weird shit that you do that is just caught on these cameras. You know what I mean? Like this guy, you know, he's just having a little merry morning.
Good morning.
That was the jolliest good morning I've ever heard. Like this, I already love this guy just because I love when people like so friendly to neighbors. This lady's just out here jogging, and he must be going to like Mary Lou or something. Like he's about to have a great day because that was the jolliest good morning I've ever heard.
Good morning.
It's like he's at Disney World, like working for them, man. I love it.
I need to wash my car.
Every dad, man. Need to wash the car, need to clean the tires, need to get an oil change. So you hear like my cats sometimes get like when Happy's too much in their face, they'll kind of like they'll make really weird noises like that, and you can hear it right over here. This poor lady, man. I mean, the terror, you can just tell this cat's going insane. Dude, that throw. That toss is fucking legendary. You got to give credit to Pops, though. Let's see. He hears what's going on, and then this dude breaks into action. You know, he's got a good shuttle time. I would have had no idea. Like I got to look up bobcats. Are they that? Okay, so it's the ears. Yeah, so the ears are like really super pointy, and it's just a bigger cat. So I guess that's not too crazy for him to just like know right away. But he called that out perfectly, like right away. Where are we at here? Here we go. Man, he gave some oomph into that too. There was a grunt on that throw.
Watch out! Oh, shoot that fucker! Yeah! Watch out! Watch out! It's a Bobcat Attack, my boy!
How about the jogger, the jogger lady coming back? So, jogger lady is all the way over. I mean, she's gone. You get the jolliest good morning ever. Good morning. She's down the road. She's off camera. Good on that lady. I mean, you know what it is what it came full circle. If this guy would have stiffed her, if this guy would have, nodded the head or not said anything, maybe she doesn't come back. And I don't really know. I mean, she didn't really contribute much, but just the fact that she was 2 or 3 houses down, hears some commotion and comes running back. Hey, good Samaritan, good neighbor. If he just would have kind of nodded or stiffed her instead of this.
Good morning.
I'm thinking that she just says, you're on your own, pal.
Get up, get up, get up.
The way this bobcat. Cats are so funny, man, because cats, like, we don't throw our cats, okay? Let me preface that. But, like, obviously, if they jump off something or, like, even if they're up here and, maybe I'm holding them up like Simba and they kind of like, and they freak out and they just, like, fall out of my hands. Like, they can flop around and everything and it doesn't really affect them. Like, the way that this cat is just tossed and just flops.
Get up, get up, get up.
It just fucking barrel rolls right into its sprint and goes underneath the car.
Get up, Glazing. Watch out. Oh, shoot that fucker. Get out. Watch out. Watch out. It's a Bobcat Attack, my wife. A Bobcat. Good morning.
Oh, by the way, 1,000% chance that he forgets that his coffee mug is right there. The dude is flustered. There's shit going on everywhere. There's a fucking Bobcat attacking his wife. He's going to get back into the car. Oh, look at his wife. That was crazy, I tell you. Roll out. It's going to go right across his windshield, spill coffee everywhere. What a day. I mean, jeez. Tim, you wouldn't believe it. My wife got attacked by a bobcat, and then once I'm flustered, right? And once it happens, I had already set my coffee mug down on top of the car, and then I come back in, and sure enough, I forget about the coffee mug. It spills all over my front of the car. I had to stop at Speedway over on there and get the windshield wiper going on it. I mean, what a day.
Watch out! It's a Bobcat Attack my wife!
Took my wife. 1,000% that he forgot that right there. Hey, but you know what? He said,
I need to wash my car.
need to wash his car. Comes full circle. Sure, you had to throw a Bobcat and save his wife from, a Bobcat clawing her face off. But you know what? Because of that, he forgot his coffee on there. The coffee rolls off inevitably when they're backing out, spills all over the front of the car. Hey, I had to get my car washed anyways. Isn't that the darndest thing, Tim? Yeah, this guy sprung into action, though. These garage security cameras are wild. It's like, what are kids gonna be like when you're He did, Garrett. Yeeted the shit out of that thing. Fucking. Yeah, the kids always walk their boyfriend or girlfriend out to their car and everything. And they sit out there and make out for a little bit. And those cameras are just everywhere. There's no security. There's no privacy. Anyways, Bobcat Dad, man. Love it. From Andrew, if the show allows, my fiance and I's engagement party's at the Rascaller tonight. Congrats, man. That's awesome. It should be a good night for it. Do you have any recommendations on how to make the most of it? No clue what's in store, but excited, no doubt. Yeah, it depends. Like, it should be a nice, probably chillier night, but should be dry. So if you can be out in the beer garden back there, that's always a good start. I'd have to check and see what their I would check and see what their music lineup is, or if they got any live music. But usually on a nice dry night like this, they'll have some music going on, some live music on the stage. So congrats, first of all, that'll be fun. And yeah, second of all, I would just say on a night like this, they got some fires and stuff going out there. Get out in the beer garden and be outside, man. Got a great view of the city, and yeah, can't go wrong. Hopefully there's some music for you. Brendan, would have Gronk spiked that Bobcat? Yeah, I mean, it would have been funny if he would have pulled the Jack Black like the from Anchorman and just would have drop kicked it. Like what's going through his head at that moment where he thinks to drop kick that? He didn't. He just fucking tried to heave it as far as he possibly could, and he did pretty well. Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, I'd have to look more into the story, but where does a Bobcat come from? Where, how's that getting out? Is it just like a wild animal from the woods? I don't know. I'm ignorant on my wildlife, so I don't know if that's like something that escapes from the zoo or something that, just fucking is out there in the woods and it comes out and will attack you and claw the shit out of you. So that's Bobcat. Bobcat Dad, I guess. How lame were the Charlotte Bobcats, by the way? Those jerseys. Those jerseys are only good for being a fucky jersey. You're going day drinking, you're like, what? A Kwame Brown Bobcats jersey? I love that, man. That's all they're good for. The franchise sucked. I guess they like the Bobcats. That you can't name a team of something that would be the name of a team in a movie or like one of the create a team names in a video game, like you can't like Bobcats. That is the first team name that is suggested on like creative team or creative school on NCAA 05. Got this nice Luis Robert card right here. Got a few of my card collection right in front of me. Nice Bo Bichette rookie. It's pretty sick, huh? And I'm a nerd. All right, let's get into. Hey, Andrew, what's up, dude? I love that. My guy, Andrew Moody, he watches me in physics class. I don't know if that's college or high school or what. I was never smart enough to be in physics. So either way, I love it, and I hope that it's a good release for me from taking the notes and everything, because that's all I try to do, is to be a morning release, a morning partner for people to be able to wake up with, guys. That's it. You say, hey, I'm going to be doing my work. I'm going to be doing my shit, whatever, working out, reading a book, being in the office, being at school. I'm going to throw Joey on. He's going to bullshit about some stupid stuff, and maybe I'll get a laugh, and maybe I'll disagree with him, but you know what? We're going to have fun. So let's open it up to you guys. Let's answer some questions on Follower Friday Q&A. We do it every Friday along with Glazing 5. I don't know, my nose is so itchy. I don't have anything to trim my nose hairs, I'll just be honest. So that's probably a issue. But also it's allergy season in full swing. And I have a bunch of pets and I got nose hairs. So I'm 27. I have nose hairs with 4 pets, and I can't wait to go to an antique mall tomorrow morning. Fuck. Just ruin the moment. Let's see what I got here. If you guys have any questions, fire away. Who are watching, I opened it up on Instagram per usual. I don't know why I have burps in the morning like this. Feeling acid reflex. It fucking sucks. Let's see what we got. Follower Q&A Friday. All right. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good amount here. Do some Andrew Luck. I love when I open it up to questions for people, and then they're just like, do this. Hey, no. Do some Andrew Luck. Sorry, send out a tweet. All right. That was rude. I'm sorry. From Mike McInerney. Mike McInerney. Greatest movie soundtrack of all time. I would have to go with Forrest Gump or fuck, I just had it. Forrest Gump, Remember the Titans, Blow. Those are 3 that you can't beat. And really anything that covers like the 60s and 70s, anything that's a movie about the 60s and 70s and early 80s, they're always going to have a fire soundtrack. The Doors movie, just because it's all their music, that's also up there. That's also really good. But yeah. Taylor Griffin, did you work anywhere else before Barstool? Yeah, I did. All right, I had a few jobs. I had one job that I had for a long time. I worked at, it was called MS Communications in downtown Indy. It was the ESPN affiliate for ESPN Radio in town. So they were like the flagship of the Colts and Pacers and all that. And so I worked there, both radio side, digital side, really anything I could get my hands on from the time I was like 21 till I got hired by Barstool. And then in between, because that was, besides like the last 2 years of that, it was just part-time. So, then I do like weird shit, like deliver chips or like lay hardwood floors or, little odd jobs like that to keep me going with money. But then I also did when I was a freshman in college, or after my freshman year, I worked at a cemetery. And then I did, right after my senior year at college, I went back to where I went to school, and I was the morning drive radio announcer. So I do traffic and weather on a classical music station from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. So a lot of early mornings, a lot of like hauling ass, down a few roads here to get there on time at 5 a.m. because I was like, this is way too fucking early. Hey, happy Friday, Chris. Thanks for waking up with us as always. But yeah, plenty of jobs before I was on at Barstool. Dude, this kid asks me every week, what's up with Purdue? I don't know if this is some like some bit or like a troll job that he's doing. I don't know. Just like I was there yesterday, and Their basketball team got bounced, and I don't really know. More successful season: Bears with Dalton or Colts with Wentz? I'd say the Colts with Wentz, just because their roster is a lot better than the Bears, and I think Wentz has a lot more talent and ability than Andy Dalton, and him matching back up with Frank Reich and a comfortable spot for him with a good offensive line and the weapons that he has. I think that makes out for the Colts to have a much better season than the Bears, and to be a force to be reckoned with in the AFC probably. From Doe Hardiak, will you always keep your hair long? No. I said it yesterday, and I tweeted about it yesterday. If the Steelers somehow draft Justin Fields in less than 2 weeks, the NFL draft, whether they trade up or whether they just draft him in 24, I will cut my hair, and I will cut my hair into one of those crazy-ass mohawks that are, like, really tall and really pointy. So I'm not going to keep my hair long. Yeah, I don't really know how you can say that, but that's the thing about sports is everybody has their opinion, and everybody thinks that their opinion is right. So, I like this. Euchre question. You guys know what euchre is? A lot of my Midwest folks probably do. I don't know. You have a king and a 9 of trump with an off ace. Are you ordering up? No. No, unless we're up big or down big, we just need to try to make something happen, or I'm just up big, so I'm taking a chance. No, that's crazy. Don't have the left or the right. Come on. James Coles. How miserable are the Cubs making you? Yeah, pretty sad right now. It's just, I've talked about it before this week, and it's just, baseball is just so different because there's so many games, and they play almost every day. So you're just kind of along the ride for them. Like, to me, my football teams make me more miserable because they only play once a week and there's so few games. So it's like if they lose a couple in a row, like, you're fucked, dude. And that sucks. You got to wait so long for them to get back after it. And then if they lose again, you're like, God, just fucking kill me. But like baseball, the Cubs dropped 2 or 3 to the Brewers, dropped 2 or 3 to the Pirates, but had a day off, and now they're going back to Wrigley, and they're going to play the Braves, and we'll see what happens. Like it's April still, and this is about what you should just expect. You ride with them, and if they make a run, if they get hot, cool. But just know that this is probably what it's going to be. It's probably what it's going to be. 50 Shades of Brow. There's so many frantic quarterbacks this year. Why did the Steelers get one? Well, they signed Dwayne Haskins on a flyer. They brought back Josh Dobbs. They already have Mason Rudolph and Big Ben on their contract or on contract. So there just wasn't a whole lot of room for him. And the Steelers are operating with, hey, we're going to ride Big Ben until literal the wheels fall off, and we're not going to go get a guy like Andy Dalton or anybody like that. So plenty of quarterbacks on the roster, and they got their guy back for this year and maybe next. So, why do that unless they can get, again, a Justin Fields? Who are you a bigger fan of, Steelers or Cubs? Man, it's tough because the fandoms are just both so different. Like I said, like baseball, I don't get as worked up. It's easier to be a baseball fan, I think, because it's easier and tougher because it's like when you're watching the Cubs and they're getting one hit for like the 3rd game in a row, and it's the 7th inning, and they just strike out like 2 out of 3 outs every inning. You're like, dude, this is a chore. I mean, this fucking sucks. But at the same time, you're like, yeah, you got them on. Like, they're there every day. They get a win, cool. But the Steelers, it's just they play such so fewer amount of games that you got to ride with them, and you got to ride with them hard. So yeah, I'm the biggest fan, and I love them both in different ways. But I love them both a lot. Not from Indy. Are most Indy baseball fans Cubs fans? Would have thought Reds. No, it's like red. I mean, Reds is the most popular. Cardinals, Cubs, right there underneath it, I'd say. But yeah, Reds is definitely, I think, the most popular in Indy. It's like an hour and 45-minute drive out there. So closest thing we got, and yeah, so Reds is definitely the most popular baseball team in Indy for sure. Let's see. Big game day. You grabbing the burger or bratwurst from the grill? Burger. I don't know, man. Brats are good, but they weigh me down a lot, and they're kind of hard to eat. Like, you got to kind of like gnaw into them a little bit. If they're grill out burgers for a tailgate, you can down 2 or 3 of those and feel good. And it's like, all right, cool. I got a nice base for the drinks I'm about to have, and you can eat the burgers if they're a little cold, if they've been wrapped up in some tin foil or shit like that. Like, I'm going burger. I'm going burger for sure. Thoughts on Jordan representing Kobe for Hall of Fame induction from Matthew Rhodes? Yeah, no, I love it, man. I think it's awesome. Kobe's like the closest thing to, physically and with the championships and everything and mentality wise, closest thing that we've had to, that my generation had to Michael Jordan. It's not LeBron this. I'm not getting into that. It's just like, you look at how they play, you look at their body type, you look at their mentality, all that shit. They even kind of talk alike, and they got kind of like a deeper voice and everything. Yeah, so I think it's great, man. And then when MJ spoke at Kobe Bryant's funeral, that was really sad. No, it was super cool, but it was really sad. It's like, I don't know. You think about how Kobe looked up to him and everything, and it's sad because Kobe's gone, but it's like a dream because, of what he accomplished and why he was able to get him to do that. So, let's see, from Ryan Smith, best appetizer at Harry's. Yeah, man. Yesterday I got the fried banana peppers. I always love those. Tasty, super tasty, go down easy. It's a nice appetizer. Like I said, they don't sit on you too much, but also it's like, all right, this is a good snack while I'm having a beer, having whatever. So I really love the fried banana peppers. Fave dinner spot in Indy. Any tips? The best way to drink coffee? Let's see. Favorite hat? That's tough, man. I got a lot of hats. I'm a hat guy. My wife said I have a hat problem. What's your experience with the snake pit? Not a lot. So for those who don't know, the snake pit is in turn 3 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it has become just like a giant, basically a music festival concert that happens during the 500. Obviously, it didn't happen last year. Probably won't happen again this year. But when everybody gets the vaccine and everybody, we're back to normal, hopefully it comes back. So it's just crazy, it's everything you think of with like an EDM festival, music festival, just like constant, just like, but I don't have much experience with it. I don't really like music festivals. I don't really like big crowds like that with like, just everybody super fucked up and like it gives me really bad anxiety. So I tend to stay away, but I've done a couple videos in there. Dude, and it's like you're in a different world, man. I mean, it is, for that section of area at Speedway, Indiana, in the Motor Speedway, you're in a completely different world than what everybody else is in that place. And that's saying something because there's a lot of people in that place on that weekend and that day that are out of their mind. So I try to stay away from it. This guy asks, who's my hockey team? I say I roll with the Rangers, the New York Rangers, because when I was out there in New York in August at the office, I I was talking to my coworkers, and a lot of people at Barstool obviously have big ties to hockey. I was like, I don't got a hockey team, man. Indy, everybody either goes with the Blackhawks, or some people go with the Blues that I know. But I was like, I don't really want to do that. And I was like, if I jump on the Penguins, then it's like maybe that is bandwagon. I don't know. So Glennie Balls and Mike Grinelli were like, they're like, what about the Rangers, man? Like, you work in New York, like you might move to New York. They're kind of up and coming team. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I was like, Rangers, I'm Big Daddy. Let's do it, Rangers. So I rolled with the Rangers. Sorry, you just had to watch me drink water. Sometimes when I drink like just hard black coffee, it gets my acid reflux going, and it fucks with me bad. So I sometimes have to mix in the water to dilute that a little bit. Matt, new appreciation for the Bobcat video. Thanks, man. Yeah, if you missed that, it'll be back up. I'm trying to do like a video breakdown a day, just because it's fun to do. And so I got a playlist on my channel, youtube.com/c/cupofjoey, or just search Cup of Joey on YouTube. I have a playlist for video breakdowns. So I have the one with the AAU fight in Indiana. I have Chet Hanks video breakdown. I've got Jim Everett versus Jim Rome. We'll add the Bobcat one in there to it after the show. So go check it out. But I appreciate it. All right. Well, it's been a great week of shows. We had Miles Turner. We had Mark Schlereth on Monday. Who else do we have? I don't know if we had anybody else, but a lot of video breakdowns. Glazing 5 at Mary Lou today. That'll be up on the channel as well. So I appreciate you waking up with me as always. Hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you on Monday, live at 9.